Great to sit down and take some time and do some reading with the kids. Even greater if you can sit down and do some reading with the kids that really does more than educate them. It raises their level of consciousness and makes them think about, well, you know what, I'm all about the stuff right now, and what are you giving me, and how's that making me happy? Why not encourage them to be the kind of adults that think, well, what can I do, rather than what can I collect? Teresa de Grosbois is an author that has put out this first book. This is one in a series.
That's correct, yeah.
And these are coming out with wonderful, fun illustrations. This one's called The Present's Present. The Present's Presents.
The Present's Present.
And it's very fun. It talks about a little girl based on your daughter.
Yeah, it's about my daughter.
And all the things that she collects, all the stuff. She collects, and her shift about going, well, you know what, I think I've got enough stuff, what can I do now? And you want to encourage kids to start thinking about that question, what can I do now for the rest of the world?
Yeah, I just love this book. Kids really get this story. The Presence really helps them to wake up to the notion that happiness comes from the heart, not from the things,
not from stuff
that we have in our life. And so the story is actually a true story about my daughter Ray and her friends, how they made that shift. They all started hosting their birthdays to raise money for different worthy causes.
But how did they make that shift? What did you as the parent have input in? How did you get them to come up with that shift on their own?
Yeah, well, we actually had to have a point in time where we said, look, enough is enough. We really need to think about this now. And do you really need so much of the same things you keep asking for over and over again? So my daughter really took that to heart, and she went, spoke to her best friend, and they decided that they would try a party where they fundraised. And the first one was fundraising for the zoo. But the interesting thing was when their friends saw that, everybody got caught up in the mood. And it just became, the in thing in their circle of friends.
Philanthropy among the under 10s. I love that. And that's what your series of books and your charitable organization is all about. And you've got some tips and tricks on your website. You're encouraging parents and kids to visit the website, check it out, and start to think about these things.
That's right, yeah. It's at www.smallshifts.com. And the organization we've started with a few other authors and illustrators, including my own illustrator, Jennifer Llewellyn-Pollock, who's just a brilliant illustrator.
They're beautiful pictures in here.
We've started a society, the Canadian Foundation of Youth Relations and Education, which supports schools in underprivileged countries. So we'll be going around this fall to partner schools in the first world with schools in underprivileged countries to help teach kids about philanthropy and to help raise money for schools that really need it.
It's never too early to start learning about the small steps that you can take to give back, is it?
Absolutely.
And that's why this series of kids' books. And there's going to be a fundraiser and a launch party that Teresa is hosting next Saturday, 1:30 to 4 for the kids, 7 p.m. to midnight for the big kids. Richmond Nob Hill Community Association, smallshifts.com to get more info. Thank you, Teresa. Thank you for coming in. I look forward to reading the next books, because this one was a real cutie. I really enjoyed it. 8 degrees now, Tish. Let's talk about what the weather's for the weekend.